really some pretty confronting scenes there in Parliament House. So far the reactions have been varied. We've seen supporters of Lidia Thorpe label the action brave, but we've also seen plenty of condemnation. On the front page of The Australian, for example, prominent Indigenous academic Marcia Langton has labelled the incident embarrassing and shameful. We've seen senators and MPs from the Albanese government and also the coalition broadly labelling the action as inappropriate. But we know for a long time Senator Thorpe has held this position. She wants to see a treaty, and certainly that message is now spreading across the globe. We have seen the BBC cover this, also headlines in the New York Times in the US. We have seen just very recently on the AM program on ABC Radio, Opposition Leader Peter Dutton responding to Lidia Thorpe's action yesterday. Here's what Opposition Leader Peter Dutton had to say.
I think people need to express themselves respectfully, and sometimes people make it all about themselves, and I think that's what yesterday was. It didn't advance anyone's cause, and in fact there are many Indigenous leaders overnight who have condemned the actions, and I don't intend to add to the self-promotion that she seeks.
And Independent Senator Lidia Thorpe has spoken to the BBC. She's soon to speak to the ABC, but this is what she said so far to the BBC. Let's listen.
The outburst was to remind him that he's not our king. He's not my king. I'm a Djapurrung Gunai Gunditjmara woman, and he's not my king.
He's not my king. A simple message there from Independent Senator Lidia Thorpe. An unplanned moment, Bridget, in what has otherwise been a pretty stage-managed visit from the Royals, and it continues today in Sydney.
Thanks a lot, Ollie. Yeah, let's go to you, Miles, now. What are the Royals scheduled to do today?
Well, Bridget, it's going to be a jam-packed schedule on the penultimate day of this royal tour before King Charles and Queen Camilla head off to Samoa. Yesterday, across the ACT, they were at a series of events as well, some in particularly solemn, including the Australian War Memorial, others with moments of brevity and perhaps a celebration even when an alpaca sneezed on King Charles. But today, King Charles and Queen Camilla, well, they're going to do a couple of individual events on their own. Queen Camilla will be visiting Oz Harvest, which addresses poverty and hunger in this country, while King Charles will be attending the National Centre for Indigenous Excellence in Redfern around the mid-morning before they both attend a community barbecue in Western Sydney at Parramatta, where dignitaries, leaders, even some high-achieving Australians will also be there as per the King's invite. And then the main event, a public event here right on the steps of the Opera House, and you may see behind me there's some awnings and works being done round the clock to make sure that this is ready for the more than 1,000 people expected to come to the Opera House today when King Charles and Queen Camilla will grace the public. They'll then witness the Navy fleet and a flyover from the Australian Defence Force. So there'll be plenty of pomp and ceremony to cap off and crown off this final day of the tour in Sydney before they fly out to Samoa early tomorrow morning, Bridget.